Good morning, friends. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun's shining, the birds are chirping. I've got cool models to paint. I've got cool games to play. I'm going to show this because it is quite cool. This is from a dude on the Kingdom Death. Forum in Adelaide. His name's Peepo. Cool guy. And he sent me a print of this. So I think this part is supposed to be not in there. So I don't know what the context of this was, but it's a cool little sculpt. He just asked me if I wanted one. I said yes, thank you. And so I got one. I like it. I like ones like this that have a cool little story. This is quite a nice print. Good musculature. It's going to be tricky to do a good painting on this because that face is downwards facing, and downwards facing faces are always amongst the hardest to get right. Yeah. So we'll have a play with that at some point. Oh, is this supposed to be her hair or a tail or something? Don't know. Cool. More tail in her hands. Or their hands are clasped together. Cool. Where does that bit go? Let's go over there. Yeah. Great. So that's a project for some time in the future. The project for today is this guy. And we might turn this around. And you can all see what I'm talking about now. Boo. Pew, 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 pew. Okay. Just tweak the exposure a bit. Boom, boom, boom. Done, done. Alright, let's paint this guy. So, I finished one of the other ones. Well, I started it on stream, so I finished it off. So we've got 2 squires down, which is cool. 2 to go. Maybe we'll do a little airbrush of purple just towards the end to match him with the big guy. But yeah, let's do this guy now. So lots of strappies, lots of blue bits. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. It's a public holiday in Brisbane tomorrow, so get to have a nice relaxing day off today, and then get to have another nice relaxing day off tomorrow. Great. Great times. When did I conclude Fallout? Did I talk about concluding Fallout on my last stream? I feel like I did. No, I did. Yes, I did. I enjoyed it. It was very good. I might give this guy ginger hair. Haven't done a ginger. Someone's ginger in the artwork. Actually, we haven't looked at the artwork. Maybe I should go and grab the art book so we can have a look at it. If I didn't, I can talk about it again because I would like to. It was good. It was very, very good. It was... Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I did because I said it made me want to go and play and download the game, which I didn't, but it made me think about it. If there was a definitive version of Fallout 1 that someone like me who isn't very much into toy soldier games, well, computer games, should go and check out, which one is it that is the definitive Fallout version that I am most likely to enjoy? There is one. Haha, Necro Tomb. Welcome, champion. Yep, we've got 2 of them done. Just got to finish these 2. And then we may move on to the Killennium Butcher. Which I have ready to go. Or we may assemble the Sparrow Goblin. Which I picked up in the Naked Squires bundle. What style? I mean, this is probably a broad question because I'm sure there's more than one style. What style of game were they? Were they like first-person RPGs, or I don't know if I ever really paid enough attention to know the answer to that question. This guy's got plenty of swords. Right, okay, yeah. Well, I never played any of them, so you and I can probably just continue our lives having never played Fallout and we'll be okay. Right, absolutely, Necro Tomb, yeah. So I've got the here I'll show him off again because I did the Black Knight a week or 2 ago. Here he is. Raw. Actually, he was in the newsletter. The newsletter for Kingdom Death showed off my Black Knight, which is cool. And then the 2 Squires. So I've set myself a little challenge, I guess, a little rule, which is that I'm not going to play any games on stream if they require the models to be painted. And they're ones that I was intending to paint. So Kingdom Death, obviously, I'm definitely painting the models for that. So I will not be playing anything to do with the Black Knight until everything's painted. Which is a good little thing. And then I've got Killennium Butcher, so he'll be painted next. I'm not sure if he's included in the Squires of the Citadel campaign. I'm guessing probably not. One of my rules with Kingdom Death, I I have this. I love the game, right? It's probably. I was telling my girlfriend yesterday. It's my favourite game of all time. I think I've decided. But one of the absolute truths about Kingdom Death is you have to experience it for the first time completely blind. Like, you just can't, if you go in and spoil stuff for yourself, you really lose one of the things that makes Kingdom Death absolutely incredible. So I haven't even opened the book. I haven't watched any Black Knight playthroughs. Like, I don't know anything about the encounter. I don't know anything about the Squires campaign. Like, I don't know what people you fight in it. I don't know anything. So it's I might open it and it says, oh, you need to use fucking this model. As long as it's one of the existing models that the game already has, they're all painted. I've completed all the painting of all of the core box, all of the Gambler's Chest, all of the first original expansions. Yeah. So that's just one of my things. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It'll hopefully be in the next few weeks. But I was contemplating, like, I think they were talking about the Frog Dog was shipping soon in the newsletter or something, or the latest update. So I may actually wait to play Kingdom Death until the Frog Dog comes out. I may just hold off. Because if the Frog Dog's not far away... I was reflecting on this today because... yesterday. I'm really excited about a new game at the moment called Hoplomachus, which I'll talk about later on. But yeah, I have a tendency to go in spurts. So I played 5 campaigns of Kingdom Death in a row, and then I don't play Kingdom Death for like 6 months, and then I whip it out and I get excited and I play, more campaigns or play through stuff. So I think I'd probably prefer to wait until I have a fair bit of new content to dive into for Kingdom Death. So I can then experience the Black Knight, Frog Dog, Kelenian Butcher, all in a series of events, campaigns. So we'll see if that's what happens. Would you like me to review models from Arc? We did do a really a pretty in-depth review last Monday night stream. We had Bucks and Jared, one of the judges, on, so that was fun. But if you want me to do a specific review, were you there? Did you come along? If you did and you didn't come and say hello, I'll be very upset at you. G'day, Chum Dabs. I haven't seen you for a while. Look, it's probably worth a little look around. There's an area with some traders and not a lot, but I think that's their plan, to build it up to be something worth visiting. A lot of big events, and the events tables are cool. There's lots happening down there, so yeah, I'd say it's free to enter, right? So I don't know where you live in Melbourne, right? But that probably makes a difference. Chum Dabs, this is a couple of models from the Kingdom Death Black Knight expansion. So I don't believe that these that there was any build guides, but I also generally don't use build guides. I just build it. I've been building little toy soldier things for such a long time now that it all tends to make pretty logical sense. G'day Cragzog. So I don't find myself referring to build guides unless it's really, really, really complicated model. Yeah, so if you want me to review any specific figures from Arc Match Fixer, just let me know. But we went through quite a few of the entries and stuff on Monday night stream. Talked about the winners of the 2 major awards. So our skin progression is whatever this red is, which I think is Crimson from Nocturna, and mixed in with this colour, which is the Chimera Flesh colour. And that's it so far. Yeah, I think the Nocturne is my favourite flesh set, but it is running low, so won't be using it for much longer. What's a good recipe for you? Here's a good recipe. Learn to paint, chum dabs, and then you don't need to follow recipes. How do you like them apples? Good to have you back, mate. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. When is the next time I'm going to be in Melbourne? I'm not too sure next time I'll be in Melbourne, but absolutely. Put it in the calendar. Play some board games. The model that most surprised me from Arc. It's an interesting question. I was talking to Bucks about this off stream. I sort of, when I go to events these days, I'm usually involved in some sort of capacity as either a judge or a organizer or whatever, and so I don't find myself engaging with the entries in the same way as I used to. You know, I used to get super excited about looking at entries and walking around the tables and stuff. I haven't done that recently. Cragzog's entries were good. I've instead found myself not really looking at the figures and just sort of spending time with people, which is obviously a nice thing, I guess, but play a lot of board games, Chumdab, a lot. I have a group that I play with every Tuesday night, and then I play a lot of games by myself, and then I also play some Saturday nights. Summer board games are Fiend. There's lots of good games. It's a cool time to be in the board games hobby, actually. I'll talk about my latest obsession. Kingdom Death will probably be my number one obsession for board games when it comes to the next few years. There's a lot of content still to come for this game that I am absolutely jazzed for. Yeah, play with Freezy every Tuesday. We'll go to his house. He's got a cool shed set up with a board games table and a huge collection of games. So yeah, we've got a group of 5 of us that play every Tuesday. It's awesome. Most weeks someone's taps out, so we're usually playing 4 players, but every now and then we get 5, and it's a lovely time. Oh yes, I've been playing a game this week that I recently picked up. I finished Earthborne Rangers. For those that are following along, you can see my Earthborne Rangers playthrough on the internet. Very good game. Looking forward to another playthrough in a little while. Probably give it a couple of weeks, couple of months maybe. There's expansion coming out later in the year, so it may be around that time that I play through it again. But yeah, it's probably my favourite of the card games of that type, like Arkham Horror. Actually, Marvel Champions is probably my favourite card game of that type, because I love the Marvel Champions, but that has a much more engaging story. So, Earthborne Rangers, very good. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 on BGG. But I picked up another board game called Hoplomachus, which sounds quite fun to say. And it is. It's very fun to say. Hoplomachus. It's a Chip Theory Games game. So Chip Theory Games make quite a few titles, but their gimmick's maybe not the right word, but their whole premise is that they make games that use poker chips. They made a game called Too Many Bones, which I've talked about and have played before. I'm not sure if I played it on stream. I was thinking I may whip it out and play some on stream. It's a bit of fun. It's a dice builder, but the whole thing that Chip Theory Games do is they use poker chips to represent models or units instead of using figures, miniatures. You have these really nice poker chips that you have a very satisfying clink as you move them around, little maps and stuff. So Hoplomachus is a game where you play as a gladiator, and your goal is to walk around a fictional version of an ancient world, face off against various gladiatorial combats across the map, including bloodshed events and sporting events. And in those events, you will gain the ability to recruit new units to add to your gladiator circus family. What's the word for gladiator? Troop of gladiators? I can't remember. I'm sure there's a word. Yeah, and as your little gladiator team adds more units, your gladiator levels up, and eventually you will get to a final battle against an evil nemesis. One of the evil nemesis is Pluto, who's like the Roman version of Hades, god of the underworld. So it's pretty awesome. It hits a lot of my favourite things in games, which is like development of character over a period of time, character or characters, tactical, engaging combat. And yeah, it's a very, very engaging game. So I'm playing a fair bit of it at the moment. If you follow me on the YouTubes, you'll see that I have uploaded 2 and the third one is uploading right now to YouTube, a playthrough that comes in. You play 4 acts. Each act takes 12 in-game weeks, which means however long it takes you to play 12 in-game weeks. Yeah, very, very cool. I did not submit anything to the Gambler's Chest competition, no. I was thinking about it. I'd like to... I'd like to get into painting like Kingdom Death at a more serious competition level at some point. I tend to do my my Kingdom Death stuff to a very, what I would say, high tabletop standard. Probably like the highest tabletop standard I can do. I don't tend to go for display quality on my Kingdom Death models. I just want them to look really, really good on the table. And interestingly, sometimes display models don't look that good on the table. So I try to focus more on them looking good for that than anything else. And so, but I did have plans to enter something for the Gambler's Chest competition, and then I've been travelling a lot for work recently, and so my time to paint has been more limited than I would like. So I'm just focusing more on playing games when I'm home. Can't really do that when I travel. So no, I didn't. Is it finished? Is the deadline finished? I could always submit something now, I guess. Yeah, maybe, I suppose I could. I'm travelling again next week, actually, so it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's been a challenge, actually. I sort of thought that travelling for work I'd find it quite straightforward and easy. And I mean, I haven't had any difficulty with the travel or with the job, but it has probably impacted me more than I realised. Being away from home, I've missed games a couple of weeks, and I missed games this week. I've missed touch football a couple of weeks, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, I'm very much a routine as well. It is what it is. We live in a wonderful time for board games, though, to go back to that very briefly. I think you're just talking about Wormspan Chumdab. Like, that's sitting on my shelf. Haven't played it yet. Will play it at some point, no doubt. Yeah, it's just a wonderful era of board games. So many good games. So little time. I've been obsessed for years. It's probably the reason why I don't play miniature games anymore. It's because I get the same level of engagement and tactical, tickle that part of my brain that I used to get from Warhammer or Guild Ball or War Machine or any of the other variety of games I've played, without having to spend time with people that I don't know, don't necessarily like. I just get to play games with my mates. The time outside of the game is minimal. I mean, mate, I'm playing every week for the last 8 years. So we're at a point now where it is just tremendous fun. Gotta do that one, Buffhead. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, gonna fly like a bird through the night, feel my tears as they dry. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, holding on for delight. So Dune Uprising is a updated version of Dune Imperium, which was many people's game of the year for 2021. And it's a worker placement / deck builder. And the original was very, very good game. So Dune Imperium Uprising tweaks it a little bit and adds some new elements and new cards, but yeah, it's supposed to be very good. We've played a lot of the original. There's actually a digital version of the original you can try, so made by Direwolf Studios. Very good. I have it. Alright, at some point soon, this is going to start to look good, I promise. How long have we been going? 38 minutes, yeah. In about 20 minutes, it's going to start to look good. Probably. Usually about how long it takes for my stuff to start to look good. Usually about the time the airbrush comes out. Root, tremendous game. I have all of the expansions for it also. Also a digital version available. Incidentally, made by Direwolf Studios as well. I'm pretty sure. That is one that I have not played. So get him, Mancer. Oh, Necro Tomb, Wheel of Time. The book or the TV show, mate? Good. If you are able to work your way into the book series, of which there is 14 books, there is a wonderful and complex and engaging storyline. Some people struggle with aspects of it. I'm quite a quick reader, and so one of the things I appreciate about The Wheel of Time is actually the length. It takes me a long time to read it. I get to really enjoy diving into a series, which is nice. Come to say hello today, Mossy? No. Well, I have to deal with it every day, Craig Zog, mate. What can I say? Holding on for dear life. Won't look down, won't open my eyes. Keep my eyes moving till morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. One of my favourite scenes in a great film from the 90s, True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, is when he captures the dude who was pretending to be a spy, and the little guy says, "I got a little dick, it's pathetic." I also have a little dick, it is pathetic. Good morning to you, Bucks. Mossy, come say hi to Bucks. Moscow. Say hello.
Hi everyone. That's a little dude.
Yeah. Little models. Mini Mansa says hello. I'll say this about Wheel of Time, right? So I think initially he was anticipating it to be trilogy. And so the first two books, they go at a real breakneck pace, like a lot happens. And particularly the first and second book, it really is quite a fast pace. The third book does slow it down a little bit. And then I think he was basically told by his publishers at that point, yeah, you can have as many books as you want, champion. And so he was like, cool. I think he then said, yeah, we're going to make it 6 books long. And they were like, awesome. And then he got to the 5th or 6th book and he was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep writing it until I'm done. So, next minute, 14 books and the dude died. G'day, Comson Haros. Go the Timberwolves. What's the language in Brazil? Is it Portuguese? I think it's Portuguese. My Portuguese is very rusty. I think the only thing I can say in Portuguese is de nada, which means thank you, and no, which means you're welcome, and obrigados, obrigada. That's about all I remember from Portuguese. That looks like Russian, and I'm not sure if I can translate Russian. Craig Zog, that yellow is ochre from this one. So my way of, g'day Yab, my way of painting gold. Start with brown, paint some yellow, and then we're going to move into this pastel yellow for highlights. And we're just going to give it a little wash. Fair enough. Chumdub, just go to Games Workshop, mate. Pick some models from Games Workshop that are designed for beginner painters. Like, they have so many good sets. Games Workshop do a lot of things right when it comes to introducing new people to the hobby. Boba Bob, I'm sorry, mate, I don't speak Russian. If that is Russian, it may be some other language. Busts. A lot of companies make a bust now called an anatomical, which is designed for learning fundamentals on a piece. So in most cases I would go with a anatomical bust. Oh, thanks Bob. Boba. This is a model from Kingdom Death. It's called the Squires of the Citadel. This is what it's going to look like, the finished one, hopefully. Something like this. And they're from a game called Kingdom Death. They face off against this guy, the Black Knight. If you want to be really impressed, Boba, check this out. This is another model that I painted recently. And guess what? Here's another one I did that recently just won People's Choice at the event we attended. To buy those figures, yeah, to buy the figures is pretty pretty cheap. The time spent on painting them, yeah, less cheap. But for those who are regular viewers on the stream, get excited. The next diorama is going to start probably in the next few weeks. The models are en route to the Big Danielson right now. So at some point in the next few weeks we will have all of the models for a piece which we have not decided on the name of yet. But it will probably be something about the graveyard. Not sure. It is huge news. I'm very enthusiastic. I promised myself I was going to make a YouTube video out of it. Like that I was going to do a proper YouTube video where I like edit it and pretend that I'm a real YouTuber instead of just uploading streams of me painting models and uploading things of me playing board games. So I was planning on packing down my board games area, well, not packing it down, but converting the board games area into this is where I build the base area. Thank you, mate. I don't know if I'll do a Sergio video. No, but some sort of video we'll definitely put together. I did one with Neon Knights that was kind of like a, yeah, this is what I did, but it was not very good. So look, honestly, when I look back on projects, all I want to see is the finished result, because looking back on anything else just reminds me of how much fucking work I put in. And you ask yourself, was it worth it, Deno? Was it really? So yeah, just show me the finished product so I can go, yeah, look at how cool that is. Cool. Cool. You're a cool guy. I took a lot of photos for Camelot, but I don't think I was posting a lot of it to social media. I don't really remember, actually. It's a long time ago. Camelot. Minimans was around back then, I think. Keep my glass full until morning light, 'cause I'm just holding on for tonight. On for tonight. On for tonight. Well, I'm just holding on for tonight. That's quite funny. Were you one of the people that was being a pest about the Crusader? You were, weren't you? Hey, for those new to the stream, let's just talk very briefly about the process that I like to follow for this type of painting as well as display type of painting. It tends to be pretty similar. We like to use a technique that I like to call over contrast and under deliver. But really, if you put a lot of contrast on your figure and then you use glazes, or in this case I'm using washes to tone that contrast down, it also has the effect of smoothing things out. And then you go back in and do a little bit of touch-up work, and it tends to look pretty good, and it tends to be pretty quick, which are two things that I appreciate. So my advice to you wonderful painters out there who are just getting started, actually I don't really have any advice, just paint, have fun. Keep my glass full until morning light. Girl, just holding on for tonight. Switch to a small brush. Let's do some eyeballs. Huh. Well done. I haven't broken 200 likes in a long time, I don't think. The algorithm hates me now. Used to think I was the bee's knees back in the era before Reels. And now, I'm in the past. I'm yesterday's hero. Should've known better not to fall in love with you. Now my love is just a fading memory. Wow. I wasn't paying that much attention, mate. I'm sure I do okay. Yeah. I say very honestly, I didn't do a lot back in the day, but I did post pretty much every day. I was very regular, and that was all I think you needed back then. I posted sort of roughly the same time, which was not something that I planned. I was just like, cool, I've finished for the day, I'll take some photos, check it out. And I was also like posting some pretty cool stuff, I think, which made a difference. Yeah, so back then I didn't really have to do too much, and I went from 1,000 followers to like 10,000 in the space of about 3 months. So for whatever was going on, Instagram was like, this guy's a legend. And then Instagram decided that I sucked and has stopped giving me any likes, and people. Nobody likes my stuff anymore. Interestingly though, I pay a lot less attention to it now. I'm far less aware of my social media than I was back then. So I wonder if there is a bit of a universal lesson there that when you put effort and energy and care into something, the universe rewards that. Ben does a great job with socials, mate. He's a fantastic social media guru. Yeah, and that's a really good lesson for everyone, mate. It is the stuff that really matters in this hobby, really genuinely matters, is not likes from people in social media and, you know, the internet liking stuff. It's people who you genuinely care about. For me, Bucks, Ben, Bunny, Jared, Mossy. Going, you know what? That's really cool. That is the real gift. That is the real thing that matters. G'day, Sean Ryan. This is a model from Kingdom Death. It's called a Squire of the Citadel. I don't even know what this one's name is. I'm sure a Kingdom Death legend would be able to tell us what its name is, but I do not know. Alright, we'll just do a little smidge of airbrushing, but I think we'll do that at the end. No, we might do it now on both of these dudes. Actually just do his base. Where's my Creed Camel? There it is. Shake both of these. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your contrast. Shake your contrast. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your contrast. Aha, no coincidence, mate. Pistachio is the colour of champions. I haven't actually used any pistachio on these. Maybe I should whip it out. A couple of little splashes. Great colour. One hour. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Bit of signal blue. Very good dark blue colour. Bit of backflow mixing. So I've just been going for a very cold sort of environment for these models. And so using a bit of blue to airbrush at the end. Really just reinforces that. We'll do a couple of little tweaks now. And this guy will be done. Shake, shake, shake. Yeah, Dave and his fucking smoke. I got it sitting here and I just don't use it that much. Maybe that's why I'm not as good as Dave. There's many reasons I'm not as good as Dave. Smoke is the tip of the iceberg. There's an event this weekend called BrizCon up here in Brisbane. Some board games, some miniature games and stuff. But yeah, really cool. The Brisbane Display Painters Guild has got a little stand there, showcasing some models. So I took a couple of models down. Yeah. Stupid collective. Ridiculous. Oh yeah, we're the Melbourne Finger Painters Collective. We have to be different. So I actually know, I do know a little bit about the Black Knight from reading updates. I don't know anything about the showdown or anything, but or how it actually mechanically plays out. But these dudes are wearing climbing shoes, I think, or something to help them navigate around the terrain better. So that's why they've got these little prong things, which is cool. Oh. Where's that? When's that? Is it in Melbourne or something? Really? I'm unlikely to be down for that. I've got the Guild's Inn not long afterwards, but that's not to say it's a no, because there's a possibility we may head down to Melbourne. Yeah, brom brom brom. Alright. We are reaching peak Kingdom Death Deno painting on this figure. Means we can start the next one. You idiot! You ruined it. Why? It's fine. It's gonna go orange soon anyway. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. Oof. Cool. I really love these models, actually. I don't get as enthusiastic about painting the survivors as I do painting the monsters, but these guys have been really, really good. And there's actually a number of really cool versions of, a number of really cool survivor models, but let's just do the final thing to make orange hair sparkle, come alive. Again, going back to my painting methodology, over contrast, under deliver. We've gone bright, and now we get to go back down. Boom. Three down, one to go. do a little, tiny little highlight on his lip, because the lip is one area that makes a difference. Good work. Alright, last one. This cool chick, have a look at her. She's a beast. That is going to be fun. Let's start with that, because that is going to be fun. We'll start by just filling in her skin areas. Wearing gloves? Yeah, looks like she's wearing gloves. I very, very, very rarely use sub-assemblies, mate. I find sub-assemblies create problems down the track with getting a consistent lighting and environmental feel. And I think that is one of the most important things in figure painting for display, is consistency of, ambience, etc. So yeah, that is the reason why my preference is always to fully assemble and paint fully assembled. Guys like Ben Comets who can paint section by section just does my head in. No idea how he does that. And the whole thing finishes looking exactly the same. Yep, absolutely does my head in. I saved this chick for last. She's my favourite of the Squires. A lot of fantastic elements on her. Yeah, she's a weapon. G'day, Plank. Alrighty. Let's use some cool non-metallic metal on this shield. This is a great shield. How excited am I about painting this? Outstanding. We've got a hammer sandwich as well down here, with some fingers clasping around the hammer. Get amongst it. Spikies. Spikies. She's a chunky lady. She's got this shield thing too. I love it. We might mix things up a little bit. Do this bit now. No, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I bought a book at the bookstore recently called Masters of Fantasy Art. I think I showed it on stream a little while back when I bought it, which was last week. And the reason I bought it is because when I was staying at Bucks's house for the wonderful Ark Open, I have a tendency to get up a little bit earlier than my friend Bucks does. And so I tend to have a fair bit of quiet time to myself in the mornings. And so I spent some time reading some of the art books that he has at his house. He has a beautiful Frank Frazetta book and a couple of Derek Stenning books. And I got home and I was like, you know what? I don't have enough art books in my house because I love fantasy art and I would like to look at it more. So we went across the bookstore and we found a art book called Masters of Fantasy Art, and it's quite good. I read through most of it over the last couple of days. There's some absolutely incredible fantasy artists that I've obviously followed for a long time. The Frank Fazettas, the Boris Valejos. But yeah, I got to check out a couple of other ones, which was cool, that I'm not as familiar with. But yeah, all it really made me want to do was buy more art books. So I feel like that's a real problem for me. I don't self-modulate well. Always have been. Chum dabs. Just ask my girlfriend. Spectrum, the Arnow Swinsons, yeah. Interestingly, I haven't really gravitated towards miniature art books. Is that a armor plate? No. I've only really gravitated towards traditional art books. yeah, I was really inspired when I looked at Bucks's books. Bucks's books. Just around what we can take from it. You know, there's so much history in art. Probably one of the dumbest things and most obvious things I've said. Good morning, Queh 500. Yeah, that could be up there with dumbest things I've ever said. But there's so much to learn. Okay, let's go. If you were to ask me why am I considered significantly quicker than most other painters, I actually don't think I could put my finger on what it is that I do that makes me quicker. Is anyone watching the stream that could provide some colour to that? Because I have no idea. Go, Minimancer. Okay. I really don't think about that. How quickly I rinse my brush or stuff. So here's a thought, right? I wonder if newer painters or painters in general are worried about getting colour from their brush into other areas where they don't want it. And I wonder if my process is just very organic and it doesn't matter if that happens, you know, like it doesn't matter if I get colour somewhere, I just tweak things and work with it. Don't know. Absolutely no idea. You are very correct. Efficiency is... of value. So let's say in the future, the not too distant future, Big Dano is setting himself up a Patreon to help people be faster. How much time do we focus on those things in said Patreon? Because that's the thing I think about with Patreon, and one of the reasons why I haven't started it. The other one is I don't want to, but needs must at some point soon. What is it that I have that other people don't, that would make people want to give away money to me? What are we at? Hour 37. Man, I'm a fucking beast sometimes. How do we teach that to other people? How do you give people the bravado and arrogance? It feels like a hard thing to portray over a video format. Yeah. Either. Yeah, it's such an important thing, mate. Like, learning by doing. Really important. I was explaining to my girlfriend yesterday about a movie that I actually really love. It's called Zootopia. And the main song, the song for the Disney movie for Zootopia, sung by Shakira, it's called Try Everything. It doesn't mean try murder, but what it means is it's okay to fail. Just keep trying. One of the lines is, birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't believe, I wanna try everything, I wanna try even though I could fail. Oh, 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 oh. Great song. Maybe I could just sing that every video. Get people pumped. Yeah, great song. And try everything. The other thing I could do my Patreon on is making crazy dioramas and doing cool videos about them. And I think that's what I would like to do a Patreon on. But the downside to that is I know that building dioramas the way that I do does take it out of me at some points. Haven't done a blonde. Yeah, exactly. That's the part that slows me down, mate. Editing videos is like, yeah, I could edit a video, or I could just paint some more shit. I'll paint some more shit. Good work, me. Thank you, EVX1. Let me show you the other three that live with this chick. We have this little guy. We have this guy. We have this chick holding a big sword. Raw. Thank you. And we have this big dude who's that they're going to fight against. Raw. I'm not going to become a Games Workshop shill. I'm sorry. I like Games Workshop products. I use a lot of them. I like Games Workshop figures. I don't paint a lot of them, but I do like them. But another one of my weird idiosyncrasies is I've basically been offered product and things from people, and I've said to those people, I will happily accept your product. However, I will not promote your product unless I genuinely believe in it. And that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. Sometimes that upsets people who want you to promote their product and speak positively about it after they've given it to you for free. And I do not. What colour should you paint your Chicken Quest? Blue-green. Make him like a World of Warcraft troll. Or a troll from War Machine. Yeah. Yeah, man. Of all the statements you've ever made, Minimancer, that could be the one I agree the most with. So what's next after these Kingdom Death models for the big dog? If, this is a caveat, if my diorama models have arrived, we will almost certainly move into that world. But Arc Open definitely inspired me a little wanting to paint something to a display standard and just really see what I could do. Haven't really done that for a while. Yeah. I did actually do a squad entry in Cragzog. I got a bronze for it. It was the Avengers from Marvel Crisis Protocol. Avengers! Assemble. Thank you. I got a bronze for them, and I spent, and this is an actual provable fact, I spent 2 hours per model maximum for every figure that I painted for my Marvel Crisis Protocol collection. If you go back far enough on my streams, you can prove that because it was done. Yeah, the Athena and the Pirate guy were both good ones. I painted every single Marvel Crisis Protocol model for 2 hours, regardless of size. For what I paint next, what busts do I have? I've got a couple. I've got some Chimera Jewels. The other option is we could take one of the projects that's been sitting on the desk for a while. It's sort of in mid-process that I've got some ideas for that I could finish. Underworlds are fantastic to paint too. Back very early on in the stream, I was doing Underworld squads as giveaways. Each month, I paint an Underworld squad and give it away. For some reason, I had like 150 subscribers. Can't imagine why. No, you're absolutely right, Minimancer. I want to shout out one of my good friends right now because Ben X Layton. Every time I see that guy, he's doing something, right? A couple of weeks ago, months ago, he made a dead set Star Wars doll, and he put it in a box, and he was so jazzed. And I just love it because that's what the hobby and life is all about, is just actually doing something you love and are passionate about and enjoying it while you can. So fucking hell, he's just an absolute rock star when it comes to that mentality. Yeah, love him. Hey, I made a very conscious decision with my Kingdom Death that I feel was made back when I wasn't a very good painter. I was fine, but at the time when I made this decision, I wasn't a confident painter, put it that way. I still felt like I was learning aspects of the craft, and one of the aspects I learned of the craft was object source lighting. And I never really felt confident in object source lighting up until I decided to try it for my trip to Monty, I guess. Morning, Jared. And so I made a decision not to do any object source lighting on any of my Kingdom Death models. And as you know, you may not know, but Kingdom Death models, they live in a world of darkness, and so everyone carries a lantern of some description. They can't leave the world, their home, without a lantern. But anyway, I'm at the point now where I would love to do some OSL. Yeah, Young Trent sucked. But unfortunately, that would leave some of these models looking a little bit out of place. No, not happening. Always forward. Sweet Christmas. Yeah, I probably could do it pretty quickly, but no, I don't want to. It's important to learn your lessons and take them forwards. I'm not a big fan of going back and changing models that you've finished. It's a physical record of your progress and your experience, you know? Yeah, I've observed that about you. There's a thing called comfort zone, and then there's another thing called the zone of learning, and then there's another thing called the panic zone. Most people who try and approach things in life the way that you've approached miniature painting will find themselves in the panic zone very quickly. You, however, have not experienced that. Oh, I think it's my turn in Through the Ages. A new story of civilization. See you, chum dabs. Are there any Fallout models? Are there any Fallout figures like that big armor piece? Has anyone done a 3D prints or something for Fallout? I've played the tabletop game, Match Fixer. At the time, I was playing it with some Fallout fans, and they were getting all excited about things that I knew nothing about. Game was fine. It's not that recent. It's about 5-6 years ago, I think. Maybe even longer. Alright, we're going to finish this trick, and then I think we're going to wrap up for the day. Play some more Hoplomachus Victorum. Nobody without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no. I won't give in until I reach the end. And then I'll start again. No, I won't believe. Jotun! I saw that. I saw your version of Jotun. It was not bad, my friend. I too have painted that model. Generally speaking, right, I say this without arrogance. If it's a model from one of the major brands, is a strong possibility that I have painted it. I have indeed also painted sticks, and if you want you can go and look at my YouTube where I did a full paint of that model and talked about how I did it and why I did things. I haven't watched that in quite a long time, so I don't know if it's any good, but it's there. It exists. Cool. Just remember with red, over contrast and then under deliver. Take it all the way up to pink and white, and then glaze some red over the top. Your red will look much more vibrant and alive. This has been Wonderful Painting Tips with Deno. Sounds fun, Cragzog. There's a nice figure to paint, so. Good volumes. GW midtones. That's a good way to learn the art of painting. Sure is, Jared. This is the Kingdom Death Squires of the Citadel from the Black Knight expansion. These little champions you take into a little 5-year campaign. I don't know exactly. See you, Match Fixer. Don't know exactly what that campaign entails because I'm yet to play it because I haven't painted yet. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I think the next piece we'll do is finish off one of our existing projects that's sitting up there waiting to be finished, begging to be finished. I'm going to show you my shelf of shame. And I normally use the term pile of potential, but this is actual shelf of shame because this is stuff that's been started and then just left to die a slow, depressing death. Oh, yeah, we could take her. Could take her on. Actually, that might be a good idea because she's actually got a pretty promising start. Yeah, pink and blue. Yeah, exactly. But nothing was good yet. It was all still embryonic stages of work. Look, mate, it's okay to say you're an unashamed fanboy of the Big Danielson. Many people are, including the Big Danielson himself. Almost finished. If you haven't painted Kingdom Death, like, give it a crack, because they're great models. There's not many games or figures that compare with Games Workshop in terms of the quality. Kingdom Death definitely are up there in terms of the quality. Sculpt, detail, usability of the sculpt. Very, very, very good. Yeah, the Huntress. That's a good figure. Very good figure. Come on, Deno. Wrap it up, son. Wrap it up. You wrap it up. Boom, yeah, you stop me up, I'll never stop. You make a grown man cry. You make a grown man cry. Alright, it's fire time. So we'll follow our very basic approach with fire, which is start with fluoro. We'll move into some orange with a bit of fluoro mixed in. Then we're into some reds, I guess. We'll use this red. Oh, I'm about to do that. Maybe. Red. Thank you. And then normally I would airbrush this step, but I don't want to catch any overspray because, as we discussed, no OSL. We're just going to hit all of this with some orange fire. No, I'm not that kind of guy, mate. I'm here to help people. Bye bye, little Sebastian. I miss you in the saddest fashion. You're 10,000 candles in the wind. You have my permission to ban him, Minimancer. Nah, it's fine. Dude spoke in English a little bit, so I don't know. Let him fly on. Rock on. That must be very difficult for you, Seamus. Yeah, I have no desire to ban someone just for speaking a different language. I don't understand it, so I don't know how much fucking contribution he's going to get from doing so, but... Is that Siobhan? Is that how it's done? Surely the worst one's got to be Saoirse, which is spelt Saoirse. Imagine that one. Neve, I believe that one is pronounced. Could be worse. Your parents could have named you Chogda! Burninating the countryside. Burninating the peasants. Chogda! I have to say, I do find that quite amusing. It's like they realise, yeah, you know what? Maybe we fucked up there. Let's roll that back for the next one. Just roll it back. G'day, John. Meet your brother. Insantium, g'day mate. No, still waiting, still in the mail, but soon, very soon. And yes, I'm just as excited as you are, mate. It's going to be another wonderful diorama experience. Me too. Very excited for it. Alright, that's it. She's done. Let's get the 4 amigos together, and this means I could start a Squires of the Citadel campaign if I wanted to. However, as I said earlier, what I think we'll probably do is actually we'll wait for the frog dog to come, and we'll finish Millennium Butcher, and yeah, we'll paint some other cool shit. Some grass to do. Yeah, very fun, and then this guy as well. So that's a whole little campaign you can play with those guys, which will be fun. I'll do those. So yes, back tomorrow, friends. G'day, Top. Haven't seen you in a while, champion. Yeah, so back tomorrow. Painting. Not sure, but perhaps we will paint, or perhaps we will assemble the Sparrow Goblin. No, I didn't get the plastic board. So I think the plastic board is a very, very dumb idea. That's just me. Call it how I see it. Whale biologist. Little Futurama reference there. But yeah, I think it's fucking stupid, man. Like, it just makes stuff not sit level. Doesn't clack, clickety clack. Don't go back. Yakety yak, don't go back. My dad's calling. Let's say hello to my dad. Franco, you're live on stream. What's happening?
What am I? Are you on the stream?
Yeah, just streaming. Say hello to everyone.
Hey, you lucky bunch of lunatics. What are you doing?
What do you need?
Give us a ring back when you finish the stream.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Franco. The great man. That's my dad. He's a legend. Alright, let's finish this grass and then we're off for the day. No, he's littler than me. Francesco. Funnier though. Not a high bar. This isn't a display world, mate. This is just a me painting models world. We're allowed to have unpainted tufts in that world. Big Dado. Good stuff. Alright, rock and roll. Have a fantastic week. I'm back tomorrow. Sparrow goblining maybe. Who knows? We'll decide then. Maybe we'll paint that other model. The world is our oyster, friends. Let's just remember, be good to each other. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Big dinner.